Okay, so the next part of the assessment is the musculoskeletal and the gait. So the patient's sitting erect, her posture is erect, she's relaxed, the body seems symmetric. I'm just gonna have you stand up, take a few steps for me. Her gait is steady. If you can just touch your toes for me. No scoliosis, you could stand up, no lordosis, there's no deformities. Her skeletal system appears within normal limits for her age. There's no crepitus, tenderness that she complains of, or any joint swelling. So next I'm going to palpate her joints. The first one is the temporal mandible here. I'm also going to palpate the shoulders, and all the palpations done bilaterally. Next, the elbows here, and the wrist, and the fingers, the hands. I'm going to have you stand up, palpate your hip. Good. And then the patella. You could sit back down for me. I'm going to palpate the ankles and the toes, and there's no heat or swelling or masses in any of the joints, and the muscles are within normal limits. So next I'm going to test some range of motion in the joints. So first we're going to start with your neck. Just if you can, put your chin to your neck, kind of look up, side to side, and kind of just rotate it if you can. Good, so she has active range of motion in her neck. Next, we're going to do the back, so I'm going to just have you stand up, bend over, touch your toes. Good. Come back up, and then kind of just move side to side here. Excellent. Next, I'm going to do your shoulders. So kind of just put them out, bring them back, hyperextension to the side. Do a little rotating for me. Good. So she has full active range of motion, in her shoulders here. Next, I'm going to just check the range of motion in her hips. So I'm going to have you just kind of release each leg for me in the front, now the other side, and then kind of hyperextend back. Good. She's a gymnast, so she has good balance. And then kind of just moves, extend side to side. Good. All right, excellent. So you could sit back down. Next, I'm going to just check your range of motion in your ankles and your toes. So I'm going to just have you point your feet down. Good, point them up, and kind of just, if you're able to just move your toes, good. And then if you can, just move like you're good, and then outward. Excellent, good. So next I'm gonna just check your range of motion in your elbows. So I'm gonna just have you bend up, down, good, up, down, good. So next I'm gonna check your fingers and your wrist. So I'm gonna just have you bend your hands up and down, kind of do a full circle, move your fingers outward, and then make a fist for me. Good. All right, and then I'm going to just lastly check the range of motion in your knees. So I'm going to just have you stand, kind of just bend and extend each one. Bend and extend, and just kind of take a walk. Any pain when you're walking?
No.
Good, okay. So there's active range of motion in all joints. She didn't complain of any tenderness. There's no pain or crepitation. So I'm going to have you sit back down. Next, we're going to do the McMurphy sign. So I'm going to have you lay down. So come to the edge of the bed here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to just kind of, so say if this is the affected side here, I'm going to have you just lift your leg up here, okay? And we're going to rotate your hip and your leg in and out, okay? And then I'm going to just push inward here, and then you're going to slowly extend your leg back out and then straight down. Do you feel any pain? Good. So her leg extends back out smoothly. There's no pain. You could sit up now. We're going to do the carpal tunnel test, which is you're going to keep your hands back to back like that and hold it there for 60 seconds. So we'll kind of pretend that we fast forward the 60 seconds. Do you have any pain there? Good. So the carpal tunnel test is negative, which is great. So next I'm going to take a look at your spine. And by inspection, your spine is straight and your head is erect, okay, which is, a good finding. I'm going to palpate the spinous process, the sternomastoid, as well as the trapezius. They're firm. There's no muscle spasm or tenderness. I'm going to just have you we'll turn around this way we can demonstrate the spinous process, the sternomastoids, and the trapezius. And do you feel any pain there? Good. So there's no pain, there's no muscle spasms or tenderness. Lastly, we're going to just go through the strength of your muscles. So we're going to go through the active range of motion again like we did earlier. I'm going to apply some pressure. We're going to check both sides, and I want you to just kind of fight the resistance against me to kind of, to test your strength, okay? So we'll have you sit down. So we're going to first check your biceps. So with your arm up at 80 degrees, I'm going to support your elbow. And I'm going to just kind of pull down, and you're going to go in the opposite direction. Good. And we'll do the other side, checking bilaterally. Good, muscle strength is sufficient. Okay, now we're gonna test your biceps, so I'm gonna have you lay down here, this way. All right, so I'm gonna have you kind of put your arm at a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna support your forearm here. I'm gonna pull down, just fight against me, good. And we'll check here, good. All right, gonna check your deltoid, so we'll have you sit back up. I'm gonna have your arm at 90 degrees, okay? And I'm gonna push down here. Good. Good. So next I'm gonna check your wrist and your fingers. So I'm gonna put your forearm on a table here. You can. So you're just gonna kind of relax like that. I'm gonna hold your hands and kind of support your forearm here. I'm gonna push down almost like we're arm wrestling. Good. Good. So you're fighting against me, which is good. Next, I'm going to check your hip muscles. So I'm just gonna kind of move you here. We're gonna just flex, your hip, move your joint. All right, and then I'm gonna just kind of put pressure here, fight against me, good. Now I'm gonna just lay you down so we can check your hip joints here. All right, I'm gonna just apply some pressure, go in the opposite direction, good. And there you go. So now we're gonna just check your knee muscles. So we're gonna just flex your knee, standing up. Okay, and then just kind of fight in the opposite direction, good. Good, all right, so I'm gonna need you to sit down and then just kind of stand without using your hands to check your knee strength. Good, so your knee strength is good. Lastly, I'm just gonna check your ankles and your feet. So I'm gonna just have you dorsiflex, and then I'm also gonna, on your feet, so you're gonna dorsiflex your feet, dorsiflex this way, and then plantar flexion this way. So when I kind of apply force here, good, you're good. And then what about your toes? Good, so you're strong. So the muscle strength is equal bilaterally. It's appropriate for her age. She has full range of motion, and there's full strength when there's an opposing force applied.